It's your girl TS Madison, honey, and we are back with TGIF. We are here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in news and on social media. Now sit back and relax and get ready to sip this hot tea. What's up, guys? What's going on?
Oh,
What's up,
girl,
TS?
what's going on, y'all? You know, I got to share something with y'all. I just found out I was crazy last night. Nobody
just found out?
Just found out. Yesterday was day 4. I've been on a sick and shut-in list, and I literally just started to text my boyfriend and just cuss him out for no reason. The boy ain't even did nothing to me. And
hold on, Q. Did I hear boyfriend?
Wait, that's what I'm like. You got a boyfriend?
Wait, what? When?
Okay, anyway, y'all paying attention to the wrong details.
Oh,
anywho,
he said boyfriend.
And then I was like, Q, what are you doing? Like, what are you really feeling right now? What are you really feeling? I was like, why is it just so hard for you to just tell the boy I miss you? Why you got to go pick a fight and be crazy? And because y'all know we do stuff like that. We be feeling stuff. We don't know what we feeling. So we go pick fights with people. And I'm proud of myself because I used some of my therapy tools and I didn't pick a fight. And I said, you know what? I started to do this. But what I really wanted to say was this. And y'all know what he said?
What he said?
He was like, yeah, you probably right for not sending that text message. He's like, you don't want to do that.
Oh,
I said,
yeah. It sounds like you crazy in love.
I said,
that's what it sound like.
Because I normally fuck my man's self-esteem up. I talk to him like, dog. that's how you get them to act right. You got to mess up their self-esteem. All right, but this one said he ain't going out like that.
Speaking of crazy in love, let's get into these topics, honey.
Okay.
A Pennsylvania state police trooper has been arrested for illegally committing his ex-girlfriend to a psych ward. Ronald K. Davis was charged with unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, simple assault, official oppression, and recklessly endangering another person. Dineva, can you believe this abuse of power?
Come on now. We're talking about the police officer. It's almost a criteria for you to abuse power in order to get the job. I'm curious to know, and I'm sure Mr. Smarty Pants over there, Al, is going to tell us who is filming this, number one. And this is a gross abuse of power to put somebody into a mental institution. And I'm sure the reason is going to be something stupid, something domestic, and something personal. He doesn't need to be put under leave. He needs to be fired. You've used taxpayer resources to do this, and it's just a gross. And listen, if you're willing to abuse your power to do this to somebody you sleep next to and that you love, imagine what you're doing out there to strangers.
Al, what say you?
Well, I have to disagree with Funky on this one. In this particular case, this man is married. This is his side chick, and she's been a side chick for quite some time. Now, the interesting thing is she texts him very demonic messages saying that she wanted to kill herself, that she was going to harm herself, that that it was over. She didn't want any reason to live anymore, obviously, because she couldn't see him. So when he responded to the text, he took a friend with him to videotape him going to apprehend her and take her in on himself. Now, this is where the rub happens, everybody. When he brought her into the police station, because actually a number of cops appeared at that scene where you're looking at it, if for production could put it back. A number of cops showed up. They took her in and they did have a questioning. When they questioned her, though, they felt like that she was very normal and she didn't need to be admitted. But this particular cop insisted that she be admitted into a psych ward. So I don't know, guys. If you cry wolf, should you have to face it? Or should you have to stand up to the wolf that you're crying? Or was she just crying wolf to get some attention because she wanted some more of that what?
Well, I'll tell you like this, Al. I believe it was all he got just what he needed. He needed to have been arrested. She probably was texting him, telling him to come over there to get some of that good old wolf. And, playing crazy because she ain't had none in a while. And, it just went left. And this is his side piece. Like, come on, Right. But it is definitely a disgusting use of power. And he should be fired, just like Dineva said.
And sue them, right? Sue the police department, sue the police department union. I'm all about suing people. Sue the city, sue the state that's funding the police department, sue the friend that recorded it. Sue them all. Put them
Yeah,
all.
Here's the other thing,
Put
what
them
y'all
all
need
in
to
the court
understand.
system.
What y'all need to understand, in 2023, everybody gonna step out on their relationship for a little bit. It's just what y'all people do.
Don't
All
be
right.
projecting your
But
stuff.
when
Dr.
you
before
gonna
everybody
step
else.
out, you got to step out with somebody who got equally as much to lose as you. If you married with 2 kids, that bitch better be married with 2 kids. If you got a high profile job, they better have a high profile job. We got to have the same amount to lose. That way, when a person get to acting crazy, they think it over. But see, y'all be wanting to go out and mess with these meth heads and these crack heads and women that still wear denim coochie cutters in 2023. Them coochie cutters alone, them Daisy Dukes alone, should have told you, leave her alone. Leave her
Now,
alone.
I'm with you when you're right. And speaking of staying in the area of crazy, in similar news, Las Vegas Raiders player Chandler Jones claims he was forced into mental hospital after accusing the Raiders team owner of protecting the man who allegedly molested his goddaughter. Jones claims he was injected with substances and forced to take medications. He wrote, "All I know is whoever put me in this had bad intentions. I'm too strong of a person to be mentally broken. For all of my friends that know me, oh, y'all know." Dineva, what are your thoughts on these claims?
You know what? I'm gonna let Al tell us all the details because I'm sure he's gonna have them. Y'all know this mental illness stuff. Y'all know this stuff is dear to me because I've experienced it with my brother, and I have been the person who's had to force medication on somebody. But in my instance, my brother actually needed it. Al, give us the lowdown on if this brother actually needed it or not. Circle back to you.
Well, he's been doing this online rant. Look, this is a brother who's so talented. He has a $51 million contract with the Raiders now. But the Raiders have decided to put him on the NFL's non-football illness list. Now, the NFL got some good doctors out there, and they did an evaluation and said that he belongs on this list. Now, this list is a roster destination list for non-physical things that happen to the players, like a broken ankle or a twisted, pulled Achilles heel, and it's sad because look, we don't know what his mental illness is because we don't know the diagnosis, but we know for a franchise to invest $51 million in you and then say, listen, you're not healthy enough mentally to play with us this season. We're going to put you on the NFL's non-football illness list until you get better. They haven't dropped him yet. They did suspend him, but they haven't dropped him yet. And clearly that's because he's dealing with some mental health issues that have to be addressed before they let him back on the field.
But now, Al, I got a couple of questions. Is it that easy for you to just be posting rants and stuff online and somebody call the police on you and come over there to pick you up? Is it that easy for you to
I think TS Madison, he just has this long history of it. I think he has reached a point where he may have snapped or something is just uneven. Maybe it's not taking your medicine. We know a lot of young men with mental health issues tend to not take their medicine because they can't do other things if they do take their medicine. So I'm just hoping that the NFL put their arms around him. I hope that they get him the help that he needs so that this young man can salvage his career. Like I said, this is a $51 million contract, which making him one of the highest paid players in the history of the National Football League.
What they injected him with?
Probably something to calm
him down. And if I'm not mistaken, like maybe, like what they do with Brittany, lithium, right? To have her
lithium. Well, you know what? Here's the other thing I want to add, Al and Madison. We always talking about somebody need to do something. Somebody should have got that person some help. Well, this is what it looks like. Honestly and truthfully, this is what I wish they do. This is what I wish they do to Kanye. When Kanye get in the middle of one of his things, I wish somebody would get him stabilized, and you know what I'm saying, get him to see the errors of his ways. I hate to keep bringing my brother up, but this is what ended up. We had to catch him when he was in a psychosis,
right?
And he got to the hospital. He was refusing. And praise the Lord, he refused because at that point, the doctors saw and they were like, we need somebody to be medical proxy over this brother. And that was my end. Once I got that medical proxy, I was able to take that, go to the courts, get his rights taken away, become his legal everything, and I got him the help that he needed. And now my brother is stable. And, you know, for an update for y'all, we just signed a lease. Me and my sister, we just signed a lease last week. He'll be moving into his own apartment October 1st and getting back into society and being a normal contributing member of society. So, you know, if somebody did it, they deemed it was necessary, and the people who did it, there is a list of protocols and a checklist that they run through. They don't just be like, oh, somebody called up and said you crazy, bam, let's inject them with something. There are protocols that they go through. So if they shot his ass with a needle, he probably needed it.
Right, and TS Madison also, he was transported, he was admitted to a facility, and they also put him on a 5150 hold. Oh. So when you get put on that 5150 hold, you know that it's warranted. Or
that's like what we call a Baker Act down here in Florida. Baker Act.
Yeah, so we know about Baker Act in Florida. Now, child, I wasn't gonna be messy, but I just had to ask about Britney Spears. I mean, y'all seen her dancing all up in the living room with them two butcher's knives, honey, and those dogs was back there looking like, girl, is it Benny Hunter or not?
And now she got bandages and cuts on her legs, according to TMZ.
So somebody need to carry her ass down there, inject her with something. But go on to the next thing, Madison.
Now, switching gears, honey, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has promised to lower gas prices to $2 per gallon if he is elected president in 2024. Now, Dineva, I'm always going to you, child. But what do you think about this incentive, especially since you down there in Florida?
It ain't no damn incentive. This man is lying. This man is grasping at any hot button topic he think he can that's going to get the people to sway his side. I actually feel very bad for Ron DeSantis. I always think that adult life is one big microcosm of high school. And Ron DeSantis was the nerdy kid, not the nerdy kid, but he was like the kid that wore leather jackets, even though it was hot outside, and sat over in the corner at lunch and doodled in his book. He never fit in with the cool kids, always wanted to be. He was.
Oh, you said doodle.
Doodle.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you said something about a doodle.
No, I said doodle. I bet he can draw his ass off. He used to listen to weird music. And now, you know, he's thrust into politics and he wants to be liked and fix all that high school childhood trauma so bad. He's doing any and everything. This don't even make sense, Ron DeSantis. Like, there has not been a president alive since we've been alive that's been able to make a guarantee about lowering the gas $2. First, you came out with the racism shit. That didn't work, trying to be a mini Trump. Then you came out and attacked the gays and the trans and the books and the school. And that shit ain't working. Now you're trying to get gas. Baby, you a day late and $1 short because after COVID, people don't even go to work no more, bitch. Right. You ain't worrying about no gas. Now, if you would have said you're going to reduce our cable bill,
hold on now. Hold on now.
Listen. Hold on. Here's the true gag. Here's the true gag, because I want to get your opinion. But here's the true gag. The true gag is you the governor of Florida down there. Since you're going to do all that, run down there and make the gas in Florida $2.
Started there first.
Right.
Because over here in Los Angeles, let me tell you something. He almost got me there. I was like, ooh. Because gas in Los Angeles is $6 a gallon. He almost got me, but he need to cut it out. Like you said, he's a liar. He's a bigot. He's a homophobe. He should be the last person to listen to. Because think about it, y'all. This is a hollow gesture at best. Because when I thought about it, presidential policies have limited impact on gas prices. They can't change gas prices. All markets are global, and in the United States, it's privatized, right? So only private companies can change gas prices, not the government. DeSantis, you almost had me. Shame on you. Shame on you. Lying again.
Let me go to the soulmates, because the soulmates ain't buying it either. Vanessa House said, nope, won't trick me. LaShondra Pluckett said, now that's a lie. How the hell he gonna do that? Boy, please. And French Life 247 said he can't legally do that, and no president-elected can change gas prices. He needs to have several seats. And this last comment, Alan Alex 119 said DeSantis 100% was the ROTC kid that nobody liked.
Not the ROTC kid.
Yes. Now listen, coming up next, find out what situation has got us saying, not me, girl. And later, O.J. Simpson is apparently avoiding Los Angeles. Stay tuned. Oh, yes, God, honey. Welcome back to TGIF. Listen, we hear crazy stories pretty much every day, and they got us saying, not me, girl.
Not me, girl.
Kerry Washington recently opened up about the moment she found out her dad was not her biological father. Kerry shared that she was going to appear on an episode of a show called Finding Your Roots, which helps celebrities learn about their ancestors. The show requires DNA testing, so her parents had no choice but to break the news. Now, Al, would you forgive your parents for keeping this secret, or not me, girl?
Now, before I go in, TS Madison, I'm gonna need the soulmates to hit that like button, everybody. Please. Now, we cannot keep the lights on and we cannot keep doing 5 days a week if y'all don't hit that like button. Come on, soulmates, help me out here and hit that like button before I spill this good tea. Now, let me tell you what I think about this. I'm actually torn, right? Because I do feel like that she has a right to know who her real father is, right? And I feel like that should not be held from her. But on the flip side of that, these parents had this procedure done in the 1970s and they're older. So, it wasn't always easy for men who were not fertile to talk about their infertility, right? So I do see how and why the mother and the father did kind of hold that close to the vest, because they didn't want people to know that, in fact, the father was infertile. Now, let me tell you what I do like, T.S. Madison, that she went to Find Your Roots. I want to go on Find Your Roots too, because, I am a direct descendant of R.J. Reynolds, the Reynolds Tobacco Company, the billionaires, as well as the Reynolds Metal that did Reynolds aluminum foil. And my parents was estranged from them because my father decided that he wanted to marry an African-American female. So I would like to go on there to see how I can rekindle with my family members.
Now, Al,
especially considering that Reynolds Tobacco is worth about $11 billion.
Now, Al, I'm with you when you're right, and I want you to go get those $11 billion. But let me tell you, that show is real messy.
Is
that
it?
Show messy. Honey, listen.
I haven't seen it.
Ben Affleck folks found out that they were slave owners. I mean, which is not, shocking. Then Sarah Jessica Parker peoples was burned at the stake for being witches.
Oh, this is good stuff.
Go on with this show.
Wow.
Yeah. So, honey, before you get, they're gonna be digged up your ancestral past. Y'all never what say you.
So first off and foremost, Al, for us to be as close as we are, I didn't know your father was white.
Hey, see, you learn something new every day.
I did not know you were biracial. It's so funny because we sit on this show and we let Claudia get all the heat for being the biracial one, but I never knew you were biracial.
Well, I'm biracial, second generation. Like my great grandmother worked on the slave plantation, so she got impregnated by R.J. Reynolds.
Oh, okay. So it's not your dad; it's your granddad. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's why I never say anything when you talk about.
Okay, well, because you're not technically. Okay, yeah. That makes me feel a little better. I thought I was missing something in our brotherhood. That's what I'm gonna say about it. The way that I don't share what I'm doing work-wise with my family, Lord, had this would have been me and them would have been embarrassed all down to this TV, because my family never knows what I'm doing when it comes to my projects until it airs on television. I'm of two minds with this, right? As I get older, I'm not about blowing up people's lives. A younger me, a more rogue me, a more renegade me was like, people need to know everything. I'm now at a place now where I think sometimes if you love somebody, it's your ultimate job to protect them. And it doesn't, and protecting them sometimes doesn't necessarily mean running out and telling them everything for the sake of being honest. Had it not been for this show, I can be honest with you, I would have been okay with her never finding out. I would have been okay. It changes nothing. And if anything, it adds a ton of confusion to her life. It just at 40 plus years old just doesn't need to be there, especially because it wasn't a whole bunch of mess. Like,
right. It was planned, right?
Really, my sister child, but we took you in, or I got raped by somebody. It was none of that. It was simply mommy and daddy couldn't conceive. We went to a sperm donor. It was clean. I would have been all right with her never knowing this. And it looks like her parents would have been all right with it too. But like they say, what happens in the dark comes to light, and God and the universe saw fit for her to find out. And it seems as if she's coping well with the information.
TS,
Well,
how do you
Kerry?
think this TS, this happened in the 70s, right? Because she's 40 something. So this happened in the 70s. We didn't hear a lot about artificial and IB, all that IBS stuff. What do you think, or how do you think they got this sperm donor?
I really couldn't tell you. And here's the thing, Black folks wasn't even awarded that type of information in that time frame. So, my thing that I want to say to Kerry Washington, that cousin that you've been looking at for this long period of time, he ain't your cousin, girl. Go out there and get your man.
Let me get in these comments real quick. Samira said, that's hurtful to not tell her for that long. It would traumatize me. And Brandy Lamb says, heartbreaking to have to share after so many years, but she turned out to be a big blessing, I'm sure. And French Life _247 says, I think you should go on the show, Al. I would definitely watch. Al, I think you should go on too.
Hey, I should call them and see if they let me on.
Mm-hmm.
FOXSOUL people, help me out.
Speaking of letting me on, Tamar Braxton has some words to share about rapper Saweetie's extra long nails. After Saweetie posted a video of herself eating a hamburger featuring her nails, Tamar wrote, "So beautiful, but the nails, it's giving Edward Scissorhands, sister. How do you wipe your ass? I love you, but somebody asked me to ask you." Now, Dineva, are you here for the long nails, Nook? Or not me, girl?
I'm gonna be very honest with you. It's definitely not me, girl. I got one foot broke. Okay, that ain't, and I'm having a hard time wiping my ass with one broke foot. So I'm damn sure not understanding. But listen, when you at Saweetie level, you probably got all type of bidets and all types of other sticks and contraptions that you can stick up there. Hell, she probably got somebody to do it for. I don't give a good goddamn what you females say about turning it to the side or wrapping the toilet paper in there. You're not getting in there the way you supposed to. You're not.
Getting it where, Bucket? Getting it where?
Unless you using
So what are you saying,
Getting
Dineva?
Where?
What are you saying?
Getting in the cracks and crevices.
What are you saying, Dineva?
So what I'm saying is, me knowing you, you probably double wrapping it with that wet wipe, and you got to dig in there a little bit now. You got to put that nail to use. I'm just saying.
Well, not even listen. I have a bidet in my house. Every bathroom in my house has a bidet.
And I still don't trust.
But how about when you traveling?
Well, I stay in hotel rooms that have bidet.
Oh, God, you better stop.
Oh, girl, please.
I
you at a residence.
We're not doing
Girl, continental breakfast and bidet do not go in the same damn description. Girl,
you just go in the bathroom. You use the shower that got that extra spray.
That head on it. You going in them people's shower. Oh,
but that big old caboose, you got TS. Now you're not getting away with that. You're not getting away with that.
But listen, the way I feel about it, I personally feel like that Tamar didn't mean no harm about that whole situation.
No.
People was dragging it through like, girl,
y'all lied. Y'all know good and well that it felt like a backhanded compliment to me. I gotta be honest.
Not.
Tamar was just having fun.
With Tamar. I think she's probably having fun. But I will say this though, for some reason, I like those ratchet long nails. I just love seeing them on women that take care of them, of course. So I'm gonna say I like the long nails. Now I can't help you wipe your ass, but I can't help you wipe, but it looks cute.
I just feel for some strange reason that you saying that you like these nails because you've been saying I was cute all the couple days. I got you, Al.
You never
call me when you're on the coast, so I'm not talking.
I'm gonna call you later on, especially since you came to the Reynolds route, people.
Hey, listen, y'all. We got one comment I want to get down here. Lisa Twiley said it's all cute until you smell boo boo up under that cloth. Okay. And Nikita Hunter says, I won't eat your food if your nails look like that. I'm with you, Nikita. Good thing Miss Mary do all the cooking at Madison House, because, baby, you couldn't cook shit for me.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. Now, listen. Social media is going wild about the rumors of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift possibly dating. Taylor was seen cheering Travis on at his game against the Chicago Bears this week, and the pair were spotted leaving the game together. Now, people are saying Travis downgraded from his ex, Kayla Nicole. Al, Are you here for this new couple or not me, girl?
Listen, I think I'm here for this new couple, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I like him is because he has a history of dating only black women, so that means he got some good ass taste, right? And for me, that's the main reason I like him. But now, one of his girlfriends said that stay away because he's a cheater, and the other girlfriend that he has dated, both of these are black women, said stay away because he is cheap. Now, what I'm going to recommend for you, Travis, you need to put a ring on that woman's finger. You better hurry up. Guys, did you hear? As a result of their relationship, his jersey has saw a 400% spike in sales, becoming one of the top 5 jersey sales in the whole National Football League. In addition to that, the attendance to the game boosted the TV rating so high that that particular game on that particular night was the highest rated NFL game in the opening season. What? He better stick to that. He better stick to that. That's a money bag right there. He might as well marry her ass and put a baby in it.
Listen, Greg Rose said it's giving Taylor Swift's first black man, LOL. Okay, it's giving something black. You know what? It's funny because when I saw his name at first, I was thinking to myself, please, I hope he's not a black athlete. I hope that Taylor Swift is not about to pull this Kardashian thing. And in 2023, race shouldn't have anything to do with it. As far as him being cheap, Taylor ain't got to worry about that. She got her own money. When you got the type of money that Taylor got and the type of money that he got, your partner having money is not part of the conversation because you're going to live the type of life that you want to live. And how great is that, y'all, if we could actually enter into relationships where we didn't have to consider money. That ain't even a consideration because we rich like that. As far as him being a cheater, it's been my life experience. You know, you got some men that are just going to cheat regardless, and then you got some men that don't cheat on women that they respect.
There you go.
What I'm saying? And there's a difference between the girl that he picked up at the club, and there's a difference between Taylor Swift. Now, some people can make the argument that Beyonce got cheated on, Halle Berry got cheated on, and Jermaine Dupri cheated on Janet. So being successful and being pretty does not guarantee that you won't get cheated on, but it definitely does provide a bit more of a buffer than it is if your name Teresa and you work down at the State Farm Insurance answering the phones. Right. I mean, you gonna get cheated on quicker than a Taylor Swift, I think.
TS, don't he look like? Don't they look like they be having some good sex though?
They do, but listen,
don't that couple look like they have some good sex? He's a professional athlete.
I want to get Q together. Listen, don't you never in your life put Beyonce and Taylor Swift in the same sentence. That's all I'm gonna say. Because they the same. Jay-Z and this man ain't the same man. Taylor Swift concert and Beyonce concert ain't the same concert.
Well, they said hers was better, but I'm just telling you what the people said.
Child, the people ain't telling you no lie like that. Listen, coming up next, why did O.J Simpson is avoiding Los Angeles? Why? And later, find out what would we do in crazy situations. Stay tuned.
Back to TGIF, y'all. And you know what? This ad could not have come at a better time because it's about dinner time. A lot of y'all are eating dinner, and y'all know we love us some bread and we love us some carbs. So I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about Wild Grain. Wild Grain is the first ever bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, fresh pastas, and artisanal pastries. Every item bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less, no thawing required. The team at Wild Grain just sent us a new box with so much delicious stuff inside, and we cannot wait to tell you all about it. Al, what do you love the most about Wild Grain?
I'm going to tell you, the thing I love the most about is that it's delivered. Now, I'm the type of guy, I grew up in the South. I used to go to the bakery to get my bread, and I used to go to the bakery to get my pasta because that's how it was made fresh. But by the time you got home with that bread, if you ran errands, and especially if you lived in the country, you drove 10 or 20 minutes, it could be stuck together. Wild Grain delivers it directly to your house. It's fresh as if you got it out of the bakery. Nothing is ever stuck together. It's in a cooling box because they put it in like one of those insulated boxes, and it comes out amazing, Q.
So let me ask you this. What was your favorite item that you've tried so far from Wild Grain?
See, I'm torn because the pasta is really good. They got this long grain pasta that's not grain. They got this thicker pasta that is really good. It feels like you are definitely in the south of Italy, but I've been talking about this before. It's those pockets. It's those peach pockets, those apple pockets, those chocolate pockets. And Q, you said they sent you a new one. I don't know I didn't get that new one, but all those pockets look like tiny apple pies or peach pies from McDonald's. They are the best, and it's just insanely good.
They're really good, Soulmates. And Soulmates, you can now fully customize your wild grain box so you can get any combination of breads, pastas, and pastries you like. If you want a box of all bread, all pasta, or all pastries, you can have it. Plus, for a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box, plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/T to start your subscription. You heard me, free croissants in every box, and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/T. That's wildgrain.com/T, or you can use promo code T at checkout. Promotional considerations furnished by Wild Grain. Now let's get back to these topics, y'all. Crazy behind O.J. Simpson recently shared that he avoids Los Angeles because he feels he may be sitting next to whoever actually killed Nicole Simpson. Do y'all think the culprit is still out there? Madison, I'm going to go to you first. You think the culprit is still out there, or are we looking at the culprit?
I mean, they said he was innocent. He was innocent. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we trying to still figure out who is Chloe daddy. If you really want the realty, that's what we still trying to figure out. That's what he really need to be avoiding in L.A. for, because we trying to figure out if that's really the daddy or not. But I feel like the killer is still on the loose. O.J. innocent.
Al?
I don't know about that, TS. This is what I do know. I love that he does a great job of dangling the carrot around this topic. He doesn't run from it. He doesn't snarl at it. He directly takes it on head on. Now that I do believe. Now, OJ, even if we don't think you did it, we definitely think you know who did it. And that's what's up. Even if, and a lot of us do think you got away with it, but we know that if you didn't do it, you 100% know who did it. What do y'all think, TS, Funky? And Soulmates, if you think he did it, put a coffin down in the chat real quick, because me personally, I think he did it.
Cali Girl, she said, get y'all uncle. And Brandy Lamb said, he stay out of LA because he don't want to get caught, child. And Tanya Christopher said, I don't think he killed them people. You know, here's the thing that gets me. Whether he killed them or not, you got away with murder. And it would seem to me, once you get away or get off from something like that, that you would leave that topic alone.
Yeah.
But even if I did not do it, after getting off on something so large like that, y'all, I would have disappeared into the hills of Montana. I would have got me 6 or 7 alpacas, and I would have raised squash for the rest of my days. I would have went and got me another old woman that likes the quiet time. And so much time has gone by that OJ could have had a whole nother entertainment career, and people would not have even cared about what happened all those years ago. Quiet as it's kept, the people who were driving pop culture and social media at the current time, they weren't even born, or they were babies at that time. I just don't like the fact that, to Al's point, he keeps dangling this carrot in front of people. Leave well enough alone when it comes to this topic. I see you shaking your head, Madison.
I agree. I totally agree. He the one keep bringing this stuff up, child. You know, and that's why they pulled him together with those golf clubs. You know, they pulled him together. He went and did his time. He got out. He's still making jokes and stuff about it. I personally don't feel like that he was the one that actually did it. So that's why I'm saying he innocent. He didn't do it. But I do believe that he made the call.
And then, too, lastly, out of respect for your children, those your children's mom.
Yeah.
Why keep doing this? Anywho, y'all keep it locked, because coming up next, find out what we would do in crazy situations. And later, check out which Hollywood couple Chrisean Rock and Blueface are being compared to. Stick around.
I just want to let y'all know I'm over here sipping on this St. Germain's in this campaign.
See, Jermaine, She Jermaine.
I'm Jermaine right now, honey. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to ask the soulmates these questions. Now,
All right.
soulmates, have y'all ever thought about how you would handle yourselves if you were placed in the middle of an unexpected situation? Well, we'd like for you to chime in on a fun segment called hashtag What Would You Do? Now, a woman was rescued from an outhouse toilet after she climbed in to retrieve her Apple Watch and got trapped. The state police have not revealed if her Apple Watch was recovered. Now, Al, what would you do if your watch fell into the toilet?
I sure as hell wouldn't dig in no damn toilet for my watch. Not an outhouse, because you can get hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F off of that. Syphilis, all types of stuff. Nope. I would do an insurance claim. Sorry, and give me a new watch.
Dineva?
Well, the fact that she was in proximity of an outhouse in 2023 probably says that Apple Watch is probably the most expensive thing that woman owns and has ever owned, and she probably wanted that goddamn watch real bad. And if she anything like me, and her Apple Watch was unlocked, and you would get a hold of her text messages, it probably was in the best interest of every relationship she has that's dear and near to her that she tried to get her hands on that damn watch.
Doesn't it lock after a few minutes?
Well, that's an option. You can choose to lock it or you can leave it unlocked. It's up to you.
Oh, okay, got you.
Android users. Y'all don't know nothing about this struggle right here, so we're going to need y'all down there in the chat to just Hirsch, okay? Baby, let me let you know something. I'm going in after my Apple Watch. Now, I may not use my hand to get it, but I'm sure going to use somebody else's arm and give them $40 by the end of the situation. Speaking of $40, girl, it looks like there are some strange things going on in Cardi B's house. Watch this clip.
All I'm saying is, though, to you, right, that there's a ghost or a spirit in this house. I feel like if I go to sleep, the ghost is going to finger pop me. Because, bitch, the wants me.
Nah, Al, what would you do if a ghost was in your house trying to hunt you?
Listen, if the ghost was kind of hunch me, I would say bring more ghosts because I'm into multiple people now. Let's go. All that, I'm here for it all. You can't finger pop me, though, but we can do everything else.
Dineva?
I said, put it in my mouth. my mind.
I can't stand that, man.
You know,
I want to say this, Dineva. I know you saying put it in your mouth, but I want to say this. All my saved and sanctified Holy Ghost filled people out there, baby, y'all already know what it's like to be filled with the Holy Ghost. Don't y'all see how y'all be falling all out, baby, getting sheets thrown on you, shaking and convulsing?
Well, they call that, Madison, they call that the man of God. That's what they call that. So y'all know I definitely believe, listen, it's not far-fetched to believe that there are spirits and ghosts around people's house. I'm one of those people. I hate even saying it out loud because a lot of people may think I'm crazy. I encounter spirits all the time. But
ain't no ghost, ain't no spirit trying to finger pop you.
Oh, no. I didn't say nothing about that. I didn't say nothing about no finger popping. No, not at all. Not at all. But I do, some people call it a gift. I don't know. Since I was young, I interact with things I can't explain all the time. And over time, I've gotten less scared and have, figured out different ways to actually interact with these different things. So it ain't far-fetched. But then when she started throwing in the finger pop part, girl, that's just you drunk and your boyfriend drunk, and you was half sleeping. You woke up a little sore the next morning. That's all. That ain't no damn ghost.
You know what's so funny? She calls her husband Offset. Isn't that weird? On
his name.
That's what she met him as.
I know, but that's not his name. When you call, I would call my significant other by their name. I wouldn't be calling.
Well, you know what? I'm one of those people. I call you by the first thing I met you as. So there are even people now that are in my life that still call me Funky. You know what I'm saying? Even though like we're close friends. So I can understand her calling him Offset. But let me go to these comments real quick. Katie Pop 3 said, Cardi is the damn ghost. She haunting herself. I can believe that, Katie Pop. Nicole Johnson said, that's the demons that bitch summoning. And Michelle Witt said, child, I had to sage my house because something kept rubbing on my leg every time I went to cook.
What?
She said, if the ghost is fine, I might be with it.
Let me tell y'all something. Miss Mary is definitely a conduit, honey, because she knows when there be spirits roaming around in here. It's always some spirits roaming around up and through this house, honey. You know. And Al, let me tell you something. I'm gonna call you by the name I met your ass, honey. Reynolds spout. Wrap me up in all that plastic.
Let's go. Let's go.
Speaking of being wrapped up in all that plastic, AI robots were sprinkled throughout the crowd at a recent Chargers game. Now, Dineva, what would you do if you turned to the person sitting next to you and realized it was a robot?
Not a goddamn thing, because I turn to the person next to me all the time and realize they hoes, addicts, drug dealers, street walkers, robbers, and killers, and every damn thing else under the damn sun. So this is just adds to the damn list. It wouldn't bother me one bit. It wouldn't make me no waste time. As a matter of fact, I might welcome their ass and trade phone numbers with them, because these AI robots might turn out to be better human beings than the ones that's walking around here. It wouldn't bother me at all. I'm less concerned about them being at the game and more concerned about what the larger play was. Is this to advertise the new robot company that's coming out? Are these robots that people will be able to buy for personal consumption that are somehow going to help our lives in some reason? I'm more concerned about that than I am some random robots sitting at a sporting event.
Well, so I'm trying to find out if he's single. That's for me. I want to know if he's single or not.
It's more than one, so you got a chance, TS. So, Q, these are actually promoting the movie The Creator that, you know, Denzel Washington's son, David, is actually the lead in it. And this is expected to be a huge blockbuster movie. I think they invested over $80 million in this movie, and it's supposed to be the movie of the century, especially now that the writer's strike is over. So this is really awesome to see them promoting this way. And if you live in Los Angeles, this is nothing new. They do this type of stuff at the MLB games, NBA games, the movie premieres, and the NHL games. So it's good to see them spending the money to promote a black male lead movie. So I'm here for all of it.
I'm here for it too, and I don't even gotta wear rubber. Coming up, find out which Hollywood couple Chrisean Rock and Blueface are being compared to. That's next. Stay with us. Baby, when I tell you I am toe up from the floor up off the section, man. Al, Dineva, I don't know what y'all been over there sipping on, but I am sipping on some syrup. You heard me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm definitely gonna need to sip on some syrup to talk about this next situation that's going on right here. This Twitter user had a hot take on Chrisean Rock's relationship with Blueface. They wrote, "This probably how our parents felt with Bobby and Whitney." Now, Dineva, do you think this is a valid comparison?
No, not at all. I definitely think that both relationships involved a level of toxicity that's beyond what the normal person is able to withstand. I'm more willing to give Bobby and Whitney's a pass because theirs, in my opinion, was less toxic and drug and alcohol fueled. The funny thing about it is, while I wouldn't be surprised if Chrisean and Blueface do live a party lifestyle, and what do I mean by that? Alcohol and recreational street drugs, I wouldn't be surprised if they dibble and dabble. We have not heard any of that being the main issue with these two. I just think, and you know, I don't know which one of them I'm more worried about. I think I'm more worried about Chrisean than I am Blueface, because she seems to be the one that's always crying and upset, whereas he just seems to be a no good ass dude that just wasn't raised right. You know what I'm saying? And he's some people find him good looking. Some people might think he's got, some money, and the state of our young women these days, criteria, class, any type of manly requirements are just thrown all out the window. If they got some coin and they can help me get some followers on Instagram, then I'll be his fool. And that's what we're finding. But I don't think it's a fair comparison whatsoever to compare them to Bobby and Whitney. I don't.
Al, what say you?
So I'm gonna share, because I'm agreeing with the chat here. Jen J said the level of talent is totally different. There you go, Jen. That's my thing. This is a horrible comparison. Listen, Bobby and Whitney had talent. Whitney's probably one of the best female singers in the history of music these days. There we go. And then Bobby, come on now, he's the blueprint for many talents like Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Usher. Without Bobby Brown, we would have never seen the infusion of hip hop with R&B. He's the king of that. At least these two, Bobby and Whitney, were talented, and you can tell that somebody young brought this to the forefront because they don't really know the history of Bobby and Whitney. Because if you did, you would never compare to that dusty Blueface and CHrisean. Sorry.
You wouldn't fix your mouth to say any blasphemous things like that, honey. Because
and listen, and they totally agree in the comments. We got Jen J said, like to Al's point, the level of talent is totally different. JP Mills said, oh no, they insulting Bobby and Whitney. Yes. And Justin Ramel said Bobby and Whitney were actual celebrities with talent. True. And Higher Resolve said, no comparison. Bobby and Whitney never wanted the public in their business. They weren't slow. And last but not least, Bakota Chandler Dobson said the only difference is social media. I beg to differ with that.
No, that's not. I beg to differ too. Let me tell you something. Bobby and Whitney were Bobby and Whitney authentically. These people are pushed. They're doing this stuff for social media push and to get clicks and views and likes and shares and all this stuff. Yes, I do believe that they are churched. I do. I believe that both of them are churched. However, I do believe that they are using their churchness to, for monetary gain.
What is church?
Church means church.
What is church?
It means church.
Just a little church.
The church.
What is a little church?
Church.
Oh, touched.
Touch, yes.
You're so white now. You're so white.
Y'all got me messed
up. When Bobby Brown was doing that on the award show and that pipe fell out his pocket, he reached out to get that. He didn't want nobody to know that. He didn't want nobody to know that. He didn't. Blueface would have dropped the pipe out on purpose. See the difference?
Right.
Whitney, when she got booed over there at the situation, that hurt Whitney. CHrisean would use that stuff as a part of a storyline. You know? Right. So there's no comparison between our greats. These are those folks, and those are our greats at the end, middle, and beginning of the day.
Say it again.
Now listen, I want y'all to check this tweet out. If you got stupendously rich and didn't tell nobody, what would be the signs that people would see to know you done got rich? Fellas, run it.
I would be on a boat more than I am.
You always on a boat.
I would be
always on a boat now.
You're already always.
I would be boated out all the time, and I'm gonna tell y'all this: jewelry has become my new thing. Like I've just started getting into the jewelry game, and so y'all will start to see me with more pieces, some inconspicuous and some bam in your face. Y'all will start to see me with more pieces. Beyond that, my life is pretty fabulous. I don't know what other adjustments I could make.
So what you done hit, Dineva, give us the tea. What you done hit? What you done hit already?
The lick, and I hit it one time and put it right down.
Well, can I, what them $40 that you owe me back for 5 years ago, can I get that?
They'll pay that light bill.
Now, what would you do? Because she's trying to tell sister business now.
Right, now she's digging deep in there. For me, I think, I said it before on the show, I would travel. So you would catch me broadcasting from all over the world. And if I wasn't traveling, you would catch me at like a Sotheby's or a Christie's buying some fine art.
As far as me and mine, I would get a bigger house and I would keep the house I'm in, and I will only film from the house that I'm in, for one. For two, I would get me a Toyota Camry. I'll put me some 20s on it and some sound system in the back. I will always look ghetto. I will always act real ghetto, just doing my normal situation because, they don't think that ghetto folks got no money. You know what I'm saying? I will keep my nails long. Now, one thing what would happen is my mama most definitely will be driving around in her Bentley, but we'll have her a Toyota Camry on the side. I will always I would do exactly the same thing that I'm doing. I would get a little bit more reckless online than I am because can't nobody cancel or chop me. I would play Because I'm rich. I would basically be doing every single thing. I would be giving this all the time. So where is I will be down there to the place. What's that place called? And we can't go to Bella Noche's.
Where the hell can we go? You and Hazel, London.
I will be giving that type of attitude all the time. That's how you would know I will be rolling. Well,
let me tell you what 3 of the soulmates said they would do. Claudera said flat out, I get some new teeth. That's a great use of your new money. Brandy Lamb said they wouldn't see shit because I would have been on move out the country. And Afro Sensible Sister said, you would not see me at all.
At all.
At all.
At all.
Anyway, girl, y'all, we got about a minute and 15 seconds left. Let's get into this last one real quick.
Yeah, before we wrap, let me get y'all thoughts on this repost from Kash Doll. She posted, threesomes are for the unfaithful men and low self-esteem women. Do you agree, gentlemen?
Partially. Go ahead.
I have to disagree on this one. Now, you know, back before I was a saved Christian and I used to go to my sex parties, it was the opposite because the women had the most self-esteem and because they were majority white, right? And the men had the least self-esteem. And that's why they let the women go out there and do those sex parties and those swinger parties because they would invite black men who had the givens to give them what they needed. So I'm going to have to say that this ain't always true.
I definitely don't think it's always true, but I definitely think that through social media and hip hop scene, that's what some of it has morphed into.
Right.
Well, I definitely ain't doing a threesome with nobody for free.
And that part it is. I close the side, girl.
Well, I want to thank my co-hosts Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva for joining me tonight. Soulmates, thank you for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Crockett's Corner on FOXSOUL. See you tomorrow, girl.
That's all right.